Are there going to be like cuts or things like that?
Nope, we just roll with it.
You just roll?
We just roll with
live.
it. Totally live. I mean, it's not obviously going to the internet yet. It goes later.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, I mean, it's just we just do it.
Okay, yeah.
We just do it.
Let's just go for it. And I'm sure that that's my sister, so.
Oh yeah, no
She
worries.
should be
These
fine.
are
Okay.
obviously my kids are here. Everybody wanted to come today. That's a first.
Oh.
That hasn't happened yet so
Okay.
far.
I feel special now.
You should. You should. So I custom did questions for you. Like I do that for everybody.
Okay.
They're not the same questions for everybody.
Okay.
So
Shoot. So I had the cheat sheet. It's not going to work.
yeah,
I
no
guess.
cheat sheet. All right. I think you're ready.
Yeah. Let's
All right.
just go for it, I guess.
All right. Let's rock. Okay. We're ready to rock. All right. Welcome, Red Bus Podcast family, to episode 6. Today I have a special guest, Luna. I don't remember how you said your actual first name.
It's Shudipta.
Shudipta?
Yes. Oh, wow. That's
Did I do good?
That's a very good pronunciation.
Okay, that'll probably be the only time I use that, though, this entire interview. She was introduced to me by Amy, the first guest, and we literally just met like 2 seconds ago. So here we are. This is going to be a fun one. I love interviewing people that I've never met before.
Yeah.
So this is going to be great.
That's,
You excited?
I am. I'm not sure where am I going and what's coming in my way, but I'm just kind of going, I guess.
Perfect. Have you had a chance to watch any of the other episodes?
Yes, I have. The one with Amy.
Okay.
Yes, I have watched
So you
that.
kind of have an idea that I just ask questions and we just kind of just roll with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Perfect. So, well, with that, let's just get right into the party.
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
Go for it.
All right. Question number 1. What was your family life like as a child?
Ooh. Wow. Okay. It's been a while. I think there are a lot of lot of memories, first of all, and it's very different from here. How I have what I see every single day here. It's very different over there because my day would start with my parents. Everything is kind of decided for me. My day is basically it's like, okay, this time I'm going to school, or that's my playtime or something like that, or even if I'm going outside for 5 to 10 minutes, it's kind of, you need permission from your parents that if you can go out, if you can stay out longer, and then in the evenings past 6, you cannot stay. If it's dark, you cannot stay outside. You need to come back home by 6, and that's kind of the overall. I would say the overall story. However, if I go to the details, it would be. It was fun at that time. Now that I'm here, I feel like I didn't know a lot of things.
Okay.
So, not knowing, I think it was fun for me. I had a lot of questions that I would ask. Why can I not do this? Why this? Why that? And I was always told that because we said so, or something like that. There's not much explanation, and now I know that's kind of the circle. However, my parents are. They are lovely, and my best friend was my grandma. So I grew up with my grandma, and she would tell me stories. She would, on Sundays actually, she would massage my hair with coconut oil, and that's one of the, I think, happiest memories in my life. So it's a lot of restrictions. However, there are little moments where we get to share time and life with your family. Most of the time, I grew up in a joint family, so I had my parents, my uncle, his family, my grandma. So we had like about 10 people in the house. So we used to cook together, eat together. So that's all about it. It's so different. It's like South Pole and North Pole right now. Right now, I'm just living my life by myself, all on my own. And now my sister is here, so it's very different.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds very different to go
yeah,
from that many
yeah,
people to just being kind of on your own.
yeah.
So where were you raised? Like what city?
So I am originally from West Bengal, and West Bengal is the eastern state of India.
Okay.
And the place that I grew up, it's called Bagnan. It's a little town, but the main city, which is one of the biggest cities in India, is Kolkata. Now it used to be Calcutta. Now they changed it to Kolkata, which is in our native language. Um, but I grew up in kind of a rural area, so suburban. So it's basically 2 hours from the main city.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a little
Okay.
bit different life than city as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a funny story. I mean, when you mentioned that your parents would say, because I said so, yeah, that happens all the time in our house. So that's not so different.
Actually, so when we go to the stores here, my sister and I, and when my parents were here, actually, they saw me and they're like, life is very different. And I remember this little boy and with his mom, and they were walking down the aisle, and he was asking about a shirt, and the way his mom explained is like, the texture is pretty soft. Do you like that color? Oh, okay. I think it will look nice. What do you think? And he goes, okay, fine. And then it's kind of, I saw that, and my sister and I, we looked at each other. I said, can you imagine if it was our childhood? It would be like, no, this is yours. That's it. That's it. It's just given. It's like, no, I said that this is what we're gonna buy, and no, it's not about your liking or something. It's just what they can afford. It's more like that.
Right. Okay.
And they're like, and they grew up that way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a cycle. But I think that difference kind of, which blew my mind when I moved for the first time, that how a little like 3 years old, 4 years old, how they ask that what do they like, and parents ask them, do you like this or not? So that was never the case, and that's never the story over there. So that is a big difference.
So is it still that way?
Yes, majority of the population. It
It's
is
still
like
that way?
It's still that
Okay.
way.
So they're keeping the traditional kind of
Yeah,
way that they run the household.
yeah, and it's been going on. It's been happening. I don't know, forever. So it has been changing, but this change is very slow.
Very slow.
And especially if you go to the cities, the life is a little bit different. For kids, especially for girls, they have a little bit more different, like a little bit more freedom than kids in the rural area. So
Okay.
it's a little bit different from like there are different types of I would say lives over there and how you live. So it's changing, which is great to see. However, I don't even know that which we're gonna see it in our lifetime or not. But yeah, things are changing. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it sounds like the larger city is a little more influenced from the rest of the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
rural areas taking its time.
Yeah. It's taking its time because the thing is it's don't have the exposure,
Right.
as to know what's going on out in the world. Most of the time people are kind of looking to see how they're going to live the next day, what's going to be their let's grocery or something like that.
Right.
So it's mostly, I think, poverty and poor people around the rural areas, and that's where the exposure is less. So that's what I feel. It's just you don't have the exposure to the world much. Yeah. So even like for TV, it depends if your family is able to afford a TV. Now it's yes, everybody has some sort of small or big TV,
Right.
but that's just it's more. I would say now it's necessity kind of thing, the TV. However, back in the days, it used to be luxury,
Yeah.
like that.
So did you grow up with a TV?
No.
No.
I grew up with the TV. My first half of my life, I wouldn't say I had my TV, but I think it was seventh or eighth grade. My father actually, he got a black and white TV. So we used to have only two channels. So you can only just see news channels, and then another one is more entertainment.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is when my dad is around, or anybody who is older than us, or let's say men around us, so we wouldn't see or watch entertainment much. It's always the news channel.
news, yeah.
So it's like it used to be easy, funny. It's a fun fact that it's easy that whenever my dad is coming, we're gonna just change it to the news
Just
channel.
automatically.
It was so fun.
Oh, I hear his footsteps. Let's change it real
Let's
quick.
just change it.
Yep.
Because if he comes in, he's like, okay, are you watching it again? Does those musics and dance and nothing, you're not reading or studying or something like that. So now it's funny, but that time we were like terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay.
And my dad was all about the news.
Yeah.
It was just on all the time.
Yeah. News is something. News are games, some sort of game. So we watch soccer. It actually took me time to change it to soccer. I grew up with football.
Yeah.
So football. So I still sometimes say football, but I know I'm getting there. So we watched soccer and cricket.
Okay.
So those are the two games.
And I know nothing about cricket. All I know is you hit something with a paddle. I don't know how you score. It's kind of like, sort of like baseball.
Yes. I was
sort
going to
of.
say, yeah. It's more like it's another version of baseball, you can say. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more like that. Yeah.
That's fun.
That is fun.
That's
yeah.
fun.
That's why when I actually came here, 2013, the first thing surprised me was that you get hot water and cold water from the same tap.
Okay.
I said, wow, okay. Like everything you have access to, it's so easy.
So you had hot water in one tap and cold water in the other tap?
No, we didn't even have tap. Actually,
You didn't have a tap?
No, actually.
So what did you have then?
So so my childhood and my sisters are a little bit different. So when I think what age would be? Around maybe till 7th, 8th grade or 9th grade, we used to take shower in a big lake and pond.
Okay.
Especially we had our we call it pond. So it's big pond, and then it's just our pond. We would go in the afternoon, go and just take shower over there, and then come home with your wet clothes on, and then you're just coming home and then basically drying yourself out. So it was different, and then that changed to, when, especially if you're a girl, you're growing up, if you're taking shower outside, you have to be careful about your surroundings.
Right.
Because there will be a lot of creepy people around.
Of course.
So
That's anywhere.
that's anywhere, and we definitely had those, so still have them. But so what we would do is kind of fill one of the buckets and then come home. Then we would have our restrooms and bathrooms, it would be so traditionally our bathrooms they have to be far away from home, from where we eat, where we sleep, because it's something that is you should not mix your house chores and things like that when you're taking shower, when you're basically going to use the restroom. You should not touch anything after that. It's kind of like that. That's two separations. So our bathroom and the toilet was a little far away from the main house. So we would fill up the bucket and then go to the bathroom and then just take shower with the mug. It's like you just kind of pour, and then that changed to the bathroom inside the house.
Yeah.
And then we have tap now, and it's the cold water. And then recently, a few years back, actually, after I started working here, we got a heater, like water heater, back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a random question.
Yeah.
How did your parents transition to having a bathroom in the house? That seems like a big shift.
That's a big shift. It's especially with older generation, my grandparents. They are more towards. They're more conservative, if I say that way. However, I think my parents started changing slowly. So I remember that there was one time that we had to leave, and actually we rented a house somewhere else, and it was some family issue. So my parents, just because they wanted to make sure that we do our studies well and we can focus on things that is important to us, which is studies most of the time. So we had some family issues, so we actually left our family and then went and lived somewhere else for some time. And there, they had the toilets and the bathrooms not inside the house, a little bit far away, but still it's far. And after coming back from there, when we rebuilt our house, and I think around 2010, 11, my parents decided to have the bathroom. And that's because of, I think it's us. Because I went to the city to study and I had some programs I was attending. And then, oh no, actually, it's right after my marriage, right? I'm just going to make sure. The toilet, yeah, it's right after my marriage. Just wanted to confirm. It's been a while. After my marriage, my wedding, I came to this country. And after that, actually, they built the toilet over there. Because I used to say, it's normal, it's fine. It's like, I have it. It's like, it's so, it's just with my bedroom here.
Yeah.
So they also thought that, okay, fine. And then slowly they transition. It's very recent. 2012, it seems like it's recent, but it's not.
Yeah.
But it's a very recent change. They are still kind of, I think, transitioning. But I don't know actually that what they thought around that time when they really had the toilet inside the room. They're fine. They said okay, it's okay, but you have to wash your hands if you go to the toilet.
Right.
You have to make sure you just take shower and things like that, and you just clean yourself, then come out. Don't even touch anything else in the house when you're going to the restroom. So that was the case, and right now everything is totally it has flipped. It's totally different. It's just because it's us. We live here. We just see different lives, and we would talk about what's important and what's not important. Like this is not something that you want to care about. You want to care about your time, what you're doing, what you would like to do. I think knowing life over here and I think conveying that to the message that I have received here in this society, and when I was able to actually tell my parents about that and just kind of transferring all the knowledge that I am getting here, I think that has helped them slowly to understand that life has a different meaning. Maybe you have to you have to give importance to some things which are important to you, not the not materialistic things like okay, I should not eat dinner or lunch in bed. So that's one of the things. You should not go to the bathroom. If you go there, you should take shower. You should clean yourself. And this is so now they have basically. I think it's not even there now. Yeah. And then when they came over here, they were here for 4 months, and my dad's first question, which I knew that it's going to be coming up, they said, "How are we going to take shower?" Because it's bathtub here, and over there it's kind of like you have the bathroom, how where you kind of stand and
Yeah.
take shower. It's the standing shower, so it's like they have never seen bathtub. This was the first time, and they're like, "Okay, how? We need a mug, we need a tub or something." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna show you."
So you show them
This
how
is-
to use a shower. Did
Yeah.
they use the tub?
Well, they did. They did. So we actually bought a bucket.
Okay.
By the way, and a little
Okay.
jug, and then it's like so that
Just to
in
make 'em
case,
feel okay.
Yes, in case something happens, so that you have a backup. And this happens. This happens to most of my friends' parents when they come over there. Like a bathtub is not something that you get to see in a daily life. To be honest,
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's so
But
different.
yeah, it's very different.
That's amazing. I like that. Wow.
And I have given you a lot of information.
A lot of information. No, but that's what I like to hear that because, like, obviously I was raised here, so my experience is totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to hear that you like showers and stuff,
Yeah.
that whole concept, and it was in 2012, 2010 or whatever, that's, like you said, it seems really recent.
Yeah.
It is still pretty recent, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's been a decade, but still
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a few years ago or something. In my
Yeah.
memory, that's what it is. I feel like it was just a few years ago or something.
Yeah.
Because it's just a recent change.
And I grew up with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Thinking that was just normal.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why Amy she's very close, and I love her. She's a sweetheart, and I talk to her a lot, and she's like, "Okay, Luna, really? Oh that," and she would ask me all those things, and I said, "Yeah," and I was amazed when I started realizing that everything is so accessible over here.
Yeah.
Anything food wise, we cook every single day. If our parents, my mom, grandparents, everybody, they cook every single day a fresh meal. It has to be lunch and dinner. But here, when I'm hungry, I'm just going out, I'm grabbing something because time is important.
Right.
So they were also surprised, like when they came here and started seeing these things. They're like, I'm like, yeah, people have time for the things that they like to do, not for the things that necessary in their lives. It's something that they love about. Okay, let's go out, let's go hike, let's go exercise, or let's just talk to a friend over the phone. I'm just not gonna spend time in the kitchen for 2-3 hours, and then it's just kind of waste of time.
Right.
So, and my mom was like, she said, yeah, it is very different. They really liked it. They said, yeah, people live life here.
Yeah.
Over there, it's just your regular chores mostly.
So when you mentioned that earlier, it sounded like your day as you were younger was just pretty regimented. Like you had school, and then it was like maybe you had extra
Yeah.
studies afterwards.
Yeah.
Just very like, this
Yeah,
is how
it's-
we do it.
It's so. This is one of the things that I have realized that in our society, usually if you have a girl and if you have a boy, they usually grow up in a different way. Both have kind of expectation of their parents, whatever they have their expectation from. So of them. So girls mostly, your parents will decide for both of you, girl and boy. However, Boys mostly they have to grow up to get a job, get good degrees, higher degrees, and find a good job, and then basically look after your parents. It's kind of that's the tradition. And for daughters, is a what I have experienced, to be honest. And I know that majority of the population is like that still. It's they are growing up to eventually get married. So the expectation from a daughter is getting married, and expectation from a son is getting a job.
Be a provider.
So yeah, be a provider. That's exactly how I would put it. So that's why what happens, and now at present I have seen that people are breaking all those kind of traditions and rules. I am one of them. That's why everybody said I'm a rebel in the family. It's like if there are rules, Luna is gonna go and break it. So because I'm gonna ask questions, and I think for that it's important that you are financially independent. I think daughters and especially women, they should be financially independent. That's what I have experienced. Then you have your voice.
Yeah.
You have a ground to put your opinion out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's more like that.
Okay. I would just say that's just a more traditional view on the world.
Yeah.
Like I think that it used to be that way here.
Yeah.
You know, back in the olden days.
Yes, yeah.
So it sounds like it's slowly shifting.
Yeah. It's changing, and especially the city areas, it's changing. Again, the change is very slow.
Very slow.
So education is very important, especially in the suburbans. Like there are lots of. It's just because of again, it's a poor country,
Yeah.
and you have poverty over there. So mostly people would see, okay, how am I gonna get the food in our plate next day? That's more important than
Right.
anything else. So that's how it is. But yes, I grew up that way, just kind of coming back to that, your question, that it was restrictions, and there were kind of concern about if you go out and stay longer. It's more about your security because your parents want to make sure that you're safe when you're going out. And it's not only just because they are doing it because they feel like I have to be safe. It's also what I think what the way they have grown up. You know, that they grew up that way. They grew up seeing that their parents would say, "Come back home," and that's it. So it's basically cycle which is kind of going around and around and around. So, and there probably will be someone who would say, "Okay, I don't want this." In our generation, it's myself and my sister who's like, "No, I don't like it. I'm just gonna do it my way." But growing up, it's because you are dependent on your family, so and your parents. So, and the thing is, more is you don't have knowledge. I was an ignorant about everything, and I know that my parents were, my sister was at some point. So we are still kind of in the little box. So it takes time to get out of the box and know what is out there when you get out of that box. So it's very different.
Yeah, I would say shifts in like society take time, and it sounds like you're experiencing that kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
You've experienced it a lot
Yeah.
because you are the rebel,
Yeah.
like you said. But I think that's a good thing. I think when older generations continue the cycle, and then you have a younger generation that comes in and tries to push for change, whatever it may be. It could be racism, it could be whatever. I think that's a good thing to help kind of move society forward. But it requires the older generation to be willing to like move in that direction too.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked the question about your parents and with the bathroom being in the house.
Yeah.
Because that's a big shift.
That's a big shift.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that the idea that they actually embrace that and were like okay with it,
Yeah.
that shows that they're kind of open to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are sometimes that now that you're asking, sometimes I think like I didn't never ask that question to my parents, especially my mom. I should have. But she didn't like they never said anything. However, we have seen my sister and I, we have noticed that things are changing and they're taking it well. Still, it's kind of a hybrid version of having the toilet and the shower in the house. But still, that's
Yeah.
it's a huge progress.
Yeah.
It's a huge progress from you're having that far away from your house than inside your house.
Right.
So yeah, but I don't think that they were questioned. I think the more they also started knowing things and the importance of life and of the things that they have been doing all day and all their lives, once I think they were figuring it out while we were figuring it
Yeah.
out. So if we took 2 steps, or let's say we took 5 steps, they took their first step. It's kind of like that.
Right.
So that's how we never asked, we never forced them, but eventually they will get there after a lot of conversation, arguments, fights here and there.
Right.
And they will see that we are living like that. So I think seeing us that way, I think that's what I think helped them change.
Yeah.
That's our belief.
Yeah. And I think you have to give your parents props.
Yep.
Because I think it takes a lot. I think back on my parents, on my grandparents, they embraced a lot of things, even in their older age, that I give them props for embracing because it wasn't the norm, you know? So I think having that open mind and being willing to change is a big deal.
Yep.
Even if it is 5 steps to 1 step,
Yeah.
that's still a big deal.
That is a big deal.
So,
That is a big deal.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Of course.
amazing. I'm going to skip a couple questions just because I don't want to be forever in this interview. I would love to sit and chat with you forever because it's just so interesting.
I'll try to stay like right on the point of your
Oh
questions.
no, it's fine.
I know.
That's what I love is I love when the conversation just kind of flows freely. So that's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with this one. What brings your life purpose and joy?
Ooh. Purpose. Oh, that's deep.
It is deep.
It's very deep. I remember that when I came here, I had a surroundings of a lot of friends, my ex-husband's friends. So they are all at the University of Utah. Everybody is doing their PhDs and masters, and so very studious. My sister is doing her PhD, so she is too. But it's I was the one who actually just came here after my wedding, and it was an arranged marriage. And when I came and started, I think when we used to get together, they used to talk about things about the world, about science, about a lot of stuff, which I knew nothing about. So I used to feel that I am kind of uneducated, or I'm kind of stupid. So I just always felt that way, that I don't know anything, because I have my bachelor degree, but that's from back home. But so slowly, actually, I actually had a few people around me. It's just that I think that if you're curious and if you have the will, there will be some friends or people who will pick you from that. I have to say it. I do not believe in kind of lucky or luck or destiny or somebody actually have done that for me. I don't believe in it. It's just I feel like it's when you have the will, you will find some surroundings around you who are going to help you out. So I found two of my good friends there, and they have helped me a lot throughout my life in United States and also my personal life when I was going through a lot of issues, and kind of taught me how to find my voice. So usually the way I see it, it's more like I used to feel guilty about things a lot. It's me. It's me. It's I am doing it. It should be by I should change myself. I should do this. But I remember that when got my first job here, it was in retail. I started having my own friends. It's not depending on my ex-husband's friends or their friends or something like that. So I started having my own friends. So, and I would see all the women, all the girls over here, they are driving their own cars. They're going home alone. They're living their life. I have a very close friend. She has two jobs. I said, they are just doing everything by themselves. And then I think I started getting inspired unknowingly, to be honest. I didn't even know. And I started coming to a realization that I am an individual and I have a voice and I have opinions, and that matters. And that changed everything. So I think the day I realized that I can say no or I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. I think that's the day I would say I found purpose. And there's an American writer, Mark Twain. His quote is one of my favorite quotes, and I just remember this, that you are born twice. So it's first you're born, and the day you realize why. So I believe in that quote. And talking about these friends, they are the ones who actually exposed me towards those kind of philosophical world, that life happens, things happen, you still need to work, you still need to move on, you still need to work. It's you who you need to take care of first. So I think that's when I just realized I have a purpose. I want to do something for the world. So that's kind of, so if I get to influence a single person, I feel that joy inside. Not like, okay, buying things, okay, you're spending money, or not that way. It's personally. And that reminded me of, actually, I did that unknowingly. I didn't even know that I was a person or I have a voice or I'm an individual. But I remember doing that slowly to my parents, my sister. I remember that we never celebrated birthdays back home for daughters. For sons, yes, but we never celebrated birthdays for daughters. I was told that it's not a good sign. So it's just we don't celebrate it. And then I remember I got my first job. I was a school teacher in a kindergarten school. And then I got a birthday cake for my sister. For the first time, we celebrated someone's birthday at home. And ever since, it changed.
Yeah.
Everybody around that area, everybody celebrates daughter's birthday with cake. So they will cut cakes every single birthday. So we still do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then finally we were able to celebrate one of my mom's birthdays, which she didn't want to, But she's like, don't do anything, don't do anything. But I know that she will be overjoyed. My sister and I, we both knew it's going to be so fun. So my sister was back home, and we planned everything together. We cooked for her. We got a cake for her, and she almost cried.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm able to influence somebody personally, who, and if I am able to give somebody hope, I think that's when I really feel joy. If I
Okay.
really want to define joy.
So, a couple comments.
Yeah.
As much as people say they don't like to have their birthday celebrated, I think they do.
They do.
I really do. I think there's something special about people feeling that other people love them and want to acknowledge them. I know there are people like my daughter sitting over there that would say she disagrees with me. But I do think there's something special about being celebrated. I think that's amazing that you did that for your mom and that you did that for your sister. What was the initial feeling that came from your parents when you first did that for your sister? Because that had to have been kind of almost out of bounds, right? Like you're
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. It's, to be honest, I don't know the feelings. So during our birthday, like every birthdays, I remember my parents would get some gifts, maybe some sort of, maybe a dress or something like that. That's kind of the celebration that we had, but not a celebration that we talk about.
Right.
And another thing is, I was talking about TV, right? When you guess, I do acting on the side. I'm a huge movie buff.
Okay.
So I've been working with some Utah directors over here too, and so cinema and movies, they were my connection to the world, you can say. Even there are things like they're fake, but still that's the connection. And one of the things I used to love when I saw in a movie that people are cutting birthday cake, I just don't know. I used to get attracted to that. And I just decided I'm just going to do it. It's just my money. I'm getting paid. It's my first salary. I'm just going to do it for my sister. So they didn't say no. So that was the good part. So I feel that it's not because they didn't want to. It's more because they couldn't afford to. So we want to save more, and especially in a middle class family when we have daughters
Yeah.
more. So and then you're saving for their wedding. So that's the thing. So you're saving all your money or whatever you're earning every single day. You have a special bank account because you're saving for their wedding. You have to do the wedding ceremony, things, gifts, and blah, and blah. So I think it's more about able to afford than
Then just
tradition.
the tradition.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just feel now. I feel that I don't think they knew that. They just said it because the society kind of says it. So, because in the city, my friends were celebrating their birthdays, kind of their life was a little bit different.
Right.
But I think now that I think right now I feel like it was more. They couldn't afford
Couldn't
to have
afford it.
extra, like if I have extra cash, I would save in my bank account. I wouldn't spend that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just my thought.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think your answer to purpose and joy was fantastic. I'll just give you that. We're just going to just do a couple
Okay.
random ones because I think we're already at like 45 minutes.
You're fine.
I don't want you to be here for like 3 hours.
Oh, you're fine. And if you need me another time, I'm willing to because I
You'd come
feel
back
like,
for a round 2?
sure,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
sure, because I feel that once we share our different cultures,
Yeah.
the diverse world, and people get to know,
Yeah.
That's one of the things I think I missed the most growing up, because I feel like, oh, I'm in my 30s now. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So if I knew, maybe my life would have been different.
Right.
Maybe I could have done this better way. So I feel like we should know about different parts of the world.
I
We
agree.
should know about different cultures, because it's very fascinating that maybe just a hot water and a cold water, which was kind of surprising to me, and I'm like, okay, but there are times in my life that I was I was suicidal, basically. So there were times like I just didn't want to live, I didn't want to survive. But I used to watch a lot of videos about other countries, other girls, other women, where they are not even allowed to go out, and they're getting raped every single day, and they don't have food in their plate. And that would kind of, I don't know, that used to calm me down. That used to make me feel like I I am better. I'm in a good position or something like that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know, and that gave me hope too. So I feel like it's just maybe these little things that we are not aware of, um, that makes a lot of difference when you know the difference between how we are living, how the other people are living, how like the whole world is living. I
Yeah.
think that's why I feel like whoever asks me anything about anything, I just be very blatant about it. Sometimes I know I get pushback from a lot of people. I would want to say my people, that because I'm very kind of outspoken.
Right.
I just say it. I don't care, but I know it.
Traditionally, that wouldn't be
Traditionally,
something you would do.
traditionally it's not something. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take you up on the offer for a second. Sit down. I'm serious because I think this is fantastic. And like you said, I think it's important for people to hear like other perspectives, especially from different cultures, because so like learning what I've learned today, the fact that you didn't have like a shower. Now, to me, okay, I know that that's like a thing, but I didn't know that was a thing like in this era, you know? So for me, that's just really eye-opening. And then even like from my last episode when I interviewed Iris, who's her, I think it was her mom was Mexican and her dad was Puerto Rican. I had no idea that like culturally she would get pushback and kind of hate from one side of the culture because she was mixed. So for me, that was eye-opening too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm learning all this stuff, and that's what this is all about for me. Is I just want to learn, and I want people to join in and learn too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you up on the second one. So we're going to save some of these questions for next time.
Sure.
I think we'll do a fun one, a quick fun one.
Okay.
We'll do the speed round,
Okay.
and then I'll give you the two from Iris. I think that one from Iris, and we'll save the other Iris question for your
Okay.
next time. That work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we'll give you a fun one. Would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands, and why?
Wow, okay. Well, that's wow. I don't even know how to think about that. Hands for feet and feet for hands. Well, I would love to be a dog.
So you'd have feet for hands. Then.
Yeah, then I will be dog. I would love to be a dog. The dogs are, I think, they are incredible. They are so loyal. My sister, she is way more. She's a dog lover basically. She takes care of all the street dogs back home, especially when they're sick. She will pick them up and come bring them home. But I feel dog, what it is just they're just they're so with you. They're so involved with you. If you are eating, they're sitting by you. If you are sleeping, they're sleeping with you. It's just, I would be a dog. Yes.
Okay.
If
Okay.
if I have a choice for that, then that's gonna be my answer.
Okay. I'll take it. I mean that it's a valid like argument because you could go both ways, right? I mean, it'd be pretty cool to have extra pair of hands. You could
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff with extra pair of hands too. So you never know.
You can use them as hands, feet, doesn't matter.
Exactly.
but they're the best animals so far. I think animals, anyways, they're amazing. But I think dogs are just, I just love them.
Okay. All right. So speed round.
Okay.
This is literally first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
All right. There's 8 questions in the speed round. So as quickly as you can answer.
Okay. Are you gonna give me options or it's just
Nope.
gonna-
It's literally I'm going to say a word and you're going to tell me what comes to your mind.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. 8 questions.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. I
Okay.
guess.
Here we go. Nature,
Tree.
superpower,
Wonder Woman.
color,
Red.
music,
Beatles.
car,
Black.
food,
Home.
animal,
Dog.
clothing brand.
Calvin Klein.
Okay. Very good.
Oh wow.
That was good. You were nervous for no reason.
Yeah, that's actually, I didn't even know that. Sometimes if you ask me for colors, I would be like red, black, red, white, red. Okay, red, yellow. Sometimes.
I think that's what makes the speed round fun. It's
Okay,
just
yeah.
boom. You just got to do it.
Okay, now I know. Red is my favorite color.
So you like the Beatles?
I do love Beatles.
Okay.
I do love Beatles. And fun fact is, I didn't know about Beatles back home
Okay. So when did you hear about the Beatles?
after coming to this country. This country has given me a lot.
And so if I got my time frame correct just from listening to you,
Yeah.
2013 is when you came here?
Yeah, 2013 January, I came here. Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
So only 11 years ago you heard about the Beatles.
yes, my exposure to Beatles after coming over here, I wouldn't say when it's not, no, 2013. It's probably after 2013. It's more around 2014. It's
Okay.
my two friends that I was talking about. They would listen to all these songs, and I would get attracted to Beatles more just because of their lyrics.
Okay.
The lyrics is just, it's just, I'm like, okay, this is amazing. What is this? What kind of song? So Imagine is one of my favorite songs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So, and all the songs that they have. So Beatles, I also love Queen.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yes, exposures to music, especially on this side, is coming after coming over here.
I love it. I love it. I'm a big music buff. I
Oh,
love
really?
music.
What's your favorite?
Well, it varies so much. I listen to everything.
Okay.
Literally everything. I listen to a lot of rap,
Yeah.
but I'd say probably recently my favorite is Rob Ricardo,
Okay.
and I love his lyrics.
Okay.
I'm
I should
very
listen to
deep
them.
lyrics, and so I'm all about it.
Okay.
And I'm not into like necessarily modern rap that doesn't really have anything that means anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like more old school rap
school.
that has meaning or stories.
Yeah. So do you like Eminem? Or you
So
have your-
I like Eminem, but in high school I listened to him way too much. So I kind of don't listen to him as much
know.
anymore. I like over listen to him.
Yeah. Eminem was actually still he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And my sister's still. I know that.
Yeah, Eminem. I mean, he's great, and he is a lyrical genius. And sometimes the speed that he can rap at it blows my mind.
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, it just blows my mind.
Yeah, I can never do that.
All right, let's do one last question, and this one will be from Iris,
Okay.
and we will go with her second question. And I'll just ask the question.
Okay.
If you are into anime, what kind of anime? And if you're not into anime, what kind of cartoons do you or did you like?
Oof. To be honest, I have not watched a lot of animes. now I am. Past 2 years, I think I have been watching a lot of animes, and mostly I have watched all the Japanese animes
Okay.
just because my best friend he watches them, and so I have them, and I started loving it. I'm like, oh, okay, what is this? What is this? So if it has to be anime. So far, I have been liking um, Japanese, and I know the specific. It was a movie. It's Miyazaki, if I'm not mistaken. He made an anime movie, and it went to Oscar, if I'm not mistaken. It's about a boy and a girl, and that blew my mind that how much life it had. So I really like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's the one I'm talking about. And cartoons, Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry. So classic. So
Tom
classic.
and Jerry. That's one of the cartoons I can still watch it. Just sit down. I'm gonna watch it, and I need nothing else.
Yeah,
if
Tom
I'm
and
watching
Jerry
Tom
is so classic.
Yeah.
I have a story to go with Tom and Jerry. So growing up, my parents, we took in Czech families, so Czechoslovakian families.
Okay.
My dad had a huge love for like the Czechoslovakian people because in World War II he had been shot down over there,
Oh wow.
and the people saved him. So he had a huge love. So when there were Czech like refugees that were coming into the country, we had several of them live with us.
Okay.
And one of the families, they had two boys, and they named their boys Tom and Jerry because of the cartoon. Isn't that crazy?
That's actually that's actually funny because if I am the one who is coming to a different, or I'm picking up names which are not traditional, I probably would go for Tom for very easily.
Yeah.
Tom is just like, it's just right there, and Tom and Jerry, it's just fun. It's just it's a relationship between those two.
It's so good.
It's amazing. It's just
So good.
yeah. It's just like you cannot survive without each other.
Yep.
Also, you cannot survive with
With each other.
each other.
Right.
So it's kind of like that kind of a relationship. So I love that cartoon.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is amazing. All right. Well, I appreciate you being on here.
Of course.
And I'm looking forward to you being on here again.
I would be happy to.
That's going to be amazing.
I would be happy to.
I hope everybody watching has enjoyed our time with Luna today, and that they're looking forward to learning more about this amazing woman. And I guess we'll just say with that, we out. Peace.